Hello guys, I'm here with another episode of the Part of the Culture podcast. I'm here with a new friend of mine. I'm going to let him introduce himself. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. My name is Hormoz Mogarei. I'm very pleased to be here.
That's good. So I met him through Shireen Rivera, up-and-coming superstar, and she helped him write his book. And so just tell us a little bit about your book project.
Well, the book started maybe about 2 months ago. We decided that the story which got me to this point was appealing enough to make a book out of it. Actually, it started in 1987, 1988.
And how
I was
did it
in
get
Texas.
started? How did it come about?
I had just graduated from university in mechanical engineering degree.
Wow.
And I was looking for work at that point in Texas. Economy was not very good, so I was led to go into sales and insurance sales.
Okay.
In particular, I found it very, very challenging, which led me to go to a seminar to learn how to sell insurance.
Yeah.
And I got to know my late mentor, Mr. Jim Rohn.
You met Jim Rohn?
I met Jim Rohn.
Wow. And he was your personal, your mentor for reals?
Well, after that, he became my mentor. I never met him again.
Okay.
I met him only one time in a seminar in Dallas.
Wow.
But I got enough from his books and tapes and recordings that I can consider him my mentor, yes.
So it's funny because Jim Rohn is, I never met him in real life, but he's probably one of the first people that I ever really followed heavily on personal development. And I always liked his style because it was so basic and just easy to understand. And even with money, I wrote a book on money, and he was someone who what to do with a dollar, and I think a lot of people think that the game of money is super complicated. I'm not gonna get off topic, but I'm a huge fan of Jim Rohn and just his teaching. So anyone listening, that's your first nugget. Go check that guy out. It's spelled Jim Rohn, I believe.
It is R-O-H-N.
Yes,
Jim Rohn, yeah.
And so you got into insurance sales. You met Jim Rohn, the late great, and he became your mentor. What happens next?
Well, I believe the part that I got to his seminar is interesting as well.
Yeah.
I went to my boss's office, an insurance company. I asked him to send me to a seminar so I can learn.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, almost for 3 months, 3 consecutive months, I wasn't able to sell anything, and I sold, I believe, one account. My commission was $144 for the entire 3 months.
Wow.
So, to make the long story short, he decided to subsidize Jim Rohn's seminar and pay me $49 that he would pay otherwise for a seminar in Houston, and I would pay the rest to go to Dallas to attend Jim Rohn's seminar. When I made the reservation, it was 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that 3 months later, I would be fasting. It would be month of Ramadan.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. So I got the seminar with lunch. I asked the operator on the other end, how much is the seminar? And she said, would you like it with lunch or without lunch?
Yeah.
And I said, what's the difference? And she said, lunch. I said, I can understand that part. I can understand that much, but how much is the difference in terms of the ticket price? And she said $20.
Okay.
And $20, about 30 years ago, was a lot of money.
Okay.
It was like 7 meals that you could get from different restaurants.
Wow.
So anyway, for whatever reason, I paid the $20 additional dollars, which I didn't have.
Yeah.
And I couldn't eat that day, which was another smart thing that happened to me.
Wow.
Because Jim Rohn took notice that I was not eating, and he asked me, if you're not eating anything, why don't you sit on the couch so I could spend some time one-on-one with you?
Wow.
Which he did for 20 minutes, to be exact.
You sat with Jim Rohn?
And
that's crazy.
He changed my life. So I paid $20 extra, He
This is
spent
so
20
cool.
minutes with me and then changed my life.
What did you learn in that 20 minutes? I was going to do a podcast about that.
It is interesting because I was over there to get some tangible, exact answers from him. I was
Yeah.
hoping that he would give me an address so I could go and sell insurance or
Yeah.
give me some tips that I could increase. Instead, he gave me some philosophies, which at the time I didn't really, wasn't really appealing to me. But then he turned everything around and he made me responsible for everything which was going on.
Wow.
And one of the questions he asked me, Mr. Mogarei, are you owning a house in Houston?
Yeah.
I said, no sir, I'm renting. He said, why not own a house? I said, because, I just finished my school and I just got married and my wife is looking to... He said, no, Mr. Mogarei, you are giving me stories. I'm not interested in your stories.
Wow.
Why not own a house? I said, okay, you're not interested in my stories. I give you some facts.
Yeah.
Houses are very expensive in Houston.
Yeah.
He said, oh, I see. And I was very relieved to know that he sees.
Yeah.
He said, is there anybody else in Houston who owns a house?
Ooh.
I said, yes, there are a lot of other people. He said, then may I suggest that houses are not expensive. You cannot afford them, sir.
Wow.
And I had never heard anything like this. He was very frank,
Yeah.
very nice and polite and professional, but very abrupt.
I wish people could hear his voice. He has a very distinct...
very deep
You,
voice.
sir,
Yes,
should
yes.
be able to buy a house, sir. It's very distinct.
May I suggest that it is not the economy, it's you, sir.
Wow.
And I said, okay, you can suggest that. So from that point on, he asked me several other questions.
Yeah.
Everything but pointed at me.
Okay.
At that point, by then, I would feel that government was responsible and it was the economy and the interest rate and the traffic
Yeah.
and my negative relatives and all
Yeah.
these things. But he pointed out to me that I was responsible for what was going on in my life.
So I told him before we started the Part of the Culture podcast that I only want to add value. I promise you, if you didn't listen to another moment, which I want you to finish the whole episode because more gems are obviously going to come. But what he's talking about is taking self-responsibility. He talks about like how your boat, everyone blames how the wind blows on certain things, but you do have to take responsibility. And Jim Rohn also talks about something that is huge. It's actually the number one thing in personal development, and you can't make any change without this, and that's mindset. And if you don't have the proper mindset for success, you'll never be successful. And if you blame everybody else, then you'll always give them control. But when you take control, then you can control your destiny.
Speaking of the wind, Jim Rohn says that the same wind that blows on us blows on all of us.
Yeah,
Is a set of the sail
yeah,
that determines what direction we will go.
for
So
sure.
don't complain about the wind. That's about the best wind that we have in the world.
Yeah,
But how do you set your sail? So from that point on, I started developing my skills.
okay.
So it wasn't only the positive thinking.
Yeah.
When you are poor, you repeat to yourself that you are rich and things will change. That's not the case at all. You have to definitely affirm the truth first.
Yeah,
So Jim says that if you are poor, you have to affirm that you are poor.
wow.
But then it doesn't stop there. You have to develop your necessary skills.
Yes.
And then, so affirmation by itself, I don't think it works.
No, I don't think it works.
When you couple it with development of your skills
Yes.
and core competencies,
And just to keep it very simple, like developing knowledge and reading books. Like for you probably should have consumed every insurance sales book and every type of book, and that would have been a certain sales skills or sales knowledge. I would have suggested, and we can continue, we're going to continue, but for me, you should have taken the most successful person in your office out to lunch and learned what they're doing that is successful and mimic that in some type of way and help them become even more successful so that they'll lend you a helping hand to become
You are-
successful. But it's just a system.
you are very correct, JD. When I came back from the seminar,
Yeah.
I took my boss to lunch.
See?
His name was Raoul. I took Raoul to lunch, and when I wanted to sit in his car, I saw something which looked like a large book in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So I picked it up and gave it to him. I said, he's going to put it in his truck. I said, what is it? And he said, that was a set of tapes. I said, music? He said, no, those are sales tapes.
Wow.
And it was from somebody else.
Yeah.
It was by Brian Tracy.
Oh my God.
And I said, well, can I borrow those? And he said, no, you have to buy your own. You have to buy your own. So I thought, that was not a very nice gesture. At least the least you could do was lend me those tapes.
Yeah.
But then later on, I found out that if you don't really show that you are serious, you are not.
It has nothing. I apologize for cutting you off. It has nothing to do with him giving you that money. And I was telling someone this the other day. I just invested in my first piece of real estate, and one of the lessons I learned is like, you don't even need money to buy real estate. And so, but you do need money to buy real estate. It's a weird thing. So let me explain what I'm saying. If I have $100,000 in my bank account, banks will give me $100,000, and I don't have to use my own $100,000 because they know that I can come over with $100,000, so I can use $100,000 as a down payment on a house. But I have to show them that I'm serious, and so the knowledge is the same thing with the universe. Like you could listen to those same tapes and really not get too much for free, quote unquote, but by you just simply paying, it shows the universe or God or whatever you believe in that you are serious. And then once you listen to him and take action, the universe says, okay, now he's ready for the challenges that come along with it. And if you can get over those challenges, then you can find some level of success. And even in success, there's more challenges, but the universe is always testing you. But the first test is gonna normally come down to like that affirmation. The second test is, are you gonna put your money where your mouth is? And that is one thing that has separated my business and me from a lot of other people. Is I spent $5,000 on just a coach. You would know him, Bob Proctor.
Oh, yeah.
I got his coaching program. That was $5,000. I just told you I bought real estate. The course that I bought was $1,000, but I paid $200 because my cousin was going to buy it. And I just said, I'll give you $200 for the login info, but I put my money there and to show them that I'm serious about investing in myself. I can't tell you how many books I bought. I can't tell you how many audiobooks I bought. That is the beginning. Like anyone who is not successful, if you have $20 in your pocket, give $1 to the Lord and spend $19 on some sort of education and believe in yourself, and that is the beginning. But go on, so you got this tape.
It is. I go a little bit further than if he had given me the tapes. I could have listened to them. Maybe I wouldn't get as much out of them. I would go further. Chances are good I wouldn't even listen to those.
Yes.
Case in point, we have a lot of good lectures available on YouTube.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, YouTube was free.
Yes.
And there are a lot of people who don't enjoy those lectures and classes. How would you explain that? The main reason is because they haven't really paid for it.
Yeah.
They are not determined to learn. So I'm glad he didn't. After we went to lunch, during lunch I asked him about those tapes. I said, what are they? He said, well, don't you listen to tapes when you go to sales calls? I said, no. He said, so what do you listen to? I said, well, listen to radio, music, or whatever. He said, has it been helpful? I said, no, it hasn't been. He said, then why don't you listen to tapes? I said, well, you don't lend them to me.
Yeah.
He said, no, you can't purchase them. And he introduced me to...
How old were you at this time? I just see a young version of you.
Oh yeah, 28.
Okay.
And he introduced me to Nightingale Conant Corporation.
Earl Nightingale's company.
Earl Nightingale.
Originated cassette.
So
I love all these guys.
From Jim Rohn, I was introduced to Brian Tracy. From Brian Tracy to Nightingale Conant. Dennis Wakely, Tom Peters, and all these.
I wish you could see how excited I am on the inside.
It is very exciting. It is very exciting. Most of it was by coincidence.
Yeah.
But I think what set the fire was the fact that I wanted to move on and grow.
I agree.
And when you make the first move, you take the first step, chances are good that you take the second step.
Yeah.
Almost invariably, people who don't take the first step never take the second.
It almost seems impossible. How do you take a second step without the first step? That's cool. So now and you know, to touch on what you said, just real quick, like anybody who's listening, sorry for any audio interference. We're doing this outside. It's a lovely day, but you should be able to hear the value through the thing, through all the BS. So you're like, even with YouTube, I still think that YouTube is I listen to a lot of YouTube videos, and I get a lot of value from YouTube videos, but I'm looking for value. And the thing is that a lot of YouTube videos are actually really promoting a product, and so I use YouTube to see if this is a product that I would like to invest in. For example, if you're watching like how to start a podcast, there's a guy, I think his name's Pat Flynn, and he'll have a bunch of free content on how to start a podcast, but then he'll have a course on how to start a podcast and how to get clients and how to get customers. And so I just normally do one program at a time, but Pat Flynn is giving away a bunch of very free game and very interesting stuff, but he does have a course. And if after a while, if I'm out of courses that I'm consuming, then I'll take my money, and if I get that tingling feeling, I'll purchase the course. So YouTube isn't only a free platform, it does lead to paid stuff, but a lot of people don't even take the time to consume the free stuff, or they're only looking for free and they're never going to invest. And the thing is you're not going to invest in that program, you're probably not going to invest in yourself, and that's why people don't get value out of a free YouTube channel.
April 15 is around the corner, and normally when I do my taxes, there is a section for personal development and educational cost. And if I haven't really invested in myself, then it's an embarrassing moment in front of my CPA, my accountant.
Wow.
And every year, I'm checking that very carefully, how much I invest in myself. And that's a good indicator. That's not the only indicator, but it's a good indicator to see whether or not you are serious.
Yeah.
You don't have to invest in yourself. This is a free country.
No, you don't.
You can go bankrupt.
90% of people don't.
Exactly. And as a result, those people, maybe, I don't know, 3% of the population who are really serious, they can get the free information and use it correctly, and they can make investment in themselves as well.
So I do like going through this story, but I do want to get to the book. I do want to talk about the book, and so I think you're leading into that. So you get all this personal development, you have these tapes, you're driving around, you're listening to the tapes. What happens next? It's almost like obvious, but...
Well, next was that after almost a year that we met, I met with Jim Rohn. After a year, we purchased a house in Houston.
Wow.
And these are the same houses under the same economy, same circumstances, everything else. Everything was the same. Government was about the same. Interest rate was about the same. Economy was about the same. But we were able to buy the same expensive house.